Are you and your husband constantly arguing about money? Are you worried that if you don't do something about it soon, that these arguments are going to come between you? In today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you the 6 most common money arguments and how to fix them. Because you may or may not know this, but money and arguments around money are the #1 reason why marriages fail. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Coach Michaela Logue, and I'm a certified life coach and wife expert, helping wives to supercharge communication, romance, and attraction, because it rocks to be an amazing wife. If you're looking for ways to up-level your life as an empowered woman while also creating the marriage of your dreams, subscribe below and hit the bell icon so you don't miss any new videos or any new live streams. The truth is, marital arguments about money have been going on since the invention of money. While all arguments take their toll, arguments around the finances suck the passion right out of your marriage. Studies show that issues around money are the #1 leading cause for divorce, which is why this is a really important subject to tackle in today's video. Talking about money and your finances is uncomfortable, but filing for divorce is worse. The name of the game here is equity. If you're curious to what I'm referring to, stick around to the end of the video where I will be going over exactly what equity means. Let's go ahead and get into it so I can help you to start to bring healing around this area of your relationship. The following are the 6 most common money arguments and how to fix them. Married couples argue about agreeing on a budget. Many couples don't even have a budget, but a budget is really useful regardless of your financial status. If agreeing on a budget is coming between you and creating arguments in your marriage, the budget doesn't have to be fancy or complicated. It can be done on a piece of graph paper or on a simple spreadsheet. A simple way to parse this out is to have 2 sections in your spreadsheet. All money coming in versus all expenses and all money going out. After all, if someone is outspending the budget, it's difficult to argue about fault. By the way, it's practically impossible to get a budget right on the first try. Good budgets evolve over a few months' time. It will take some time and tinkering to get it right. It will take some tinkering to get it right, but be patient and make the necessary adjustments as you go along. To make it simpler, just use the information you already have. So what you want to do is you want to pull out pay stubs, you want to pull out old bills or your most recent statements so that it gives you an idea of real numbers. Don't estimate the numbers, just look at the statements and follow that. Remember, you also have to consider the expenses that only happen every once in a while. Make sure that you add those to your budget as well. For example, getting new tires for the car, or unexpected home repairs, or unexpected expenses like toiletries and extra gallons of water if there's a hurricane coming through. Sorry, I had to say that because we live in Florida. Take a look at the following graphic that I created for you that gives you an idea of the sections of the budget that'll make it easier for you to parse this down to what's actually being spent and what money is coming in. Screenshot this and refer to it later. And if you want me to go into further detail on how to create one of these family budgets, let me know in the comment section below that you're interested in me making this video, and I'll go ahead and put that together for you. Oh, and don't forget to hit the like button. Let's go ahead and move on to the next most common money argument. The next common money argument for couples is being completely honest about all areas of the finances. Do you know that most couples aren't even exactly sure how much money the other person makes or how much money the other person is spending? And many couples are completely in the dark about each other's credit status and credit rating. Many more spouses are in the dark about their significant other's credit history. And you know that these are really sensitive subjects that people get very testy about. It's not always easy, but full financial disclosure can prevent many miscommunications and will create more trust between you. Okay, so how do we fix this? Get to know each other's financial status. I know that asking about each other's credit history is very tricky, but there are really easy and free ways that you can get each other's credit history and credit score so that you know where you both stand. And this is going to encourage you to be really honest about both your financial standings. More than a few women hide clothing and shoe purchases from their spouse in the back of the closet. More than a few men buy tools or video games on a regular basis and sneak them into the house as well. Be honest. The third most common money argument for couples is setting financial goals together. If you're both working towards the same goal in your marriage, this is going to bring you closer together. Partnership and marriage goes hand in hand. Sharing a mutual vision can be a super effective way of bringing you guys together. Now, if setting financial goals are an issue for you, this is how you can fix it. Sit down together and dream big about the future. Then decide how that big dream looks financially. What plans will you have to make? And how are you going to accomplish these plans? Then set a deadline and get busy. Are you taking notes? And are you getting value from these tips? If you are, go ahead and hit that like button and let's keep going. Subscribe below and let's go ahead and go into the next concept, which I think will give you an aha moment. The fourth common money argument is understanding income equity. Just want to say thank you for sticking around to this part of the video because this is the part of the video that excites me the most. Now, this comes up in many marriages, so in most cases, one spouse has a greater salary than the other, and splitting the bills 50-50 down the middle may not be fully equitable for both of you. Now think about it. If one of you makes more money than the other, is splitting the bills down the middle 50-50 fair for both of you? Is it equitable? Understanding income equity and how to balance this out when you're paying bills is going to be extremely important. How do we fix this? One option is for you to pay the bills relative to the amount of money you're actually bringing in. So for example, if one of you is making $100,000 and the other is making $50,000, the one who's making $100,000 is bringing in 2/3 of all of the income in the house. So that person should be in charge of 2/3 of the bills. So the bills would be split 2/3 for the person bringing in $100,000 and 1/3 for the person bringing in $50,000. Splitting it equally based on income equity, or more simply, based on who's bringing in the most money or who's bringing in less money, will create respect and safety between you when it comes to the finances. So how do you fix this? Sit down with your income statements or pay stubs and fully disclose what you are bringing into the household as far as income. Avoid blame, avoid judgment, and avoid pointing the finger. Once you understand what you're both bringing in, you can go back to common money argument number 1 that we started at the beginning of the video and set up the budget. The fifth common money argument that most couples argue about is debt and expenses equity. I know the word equity is coming up, but this is really important. Just like the concept we discussed earlier, debt and expenses equity means full disclosure of all expenses and all debt. Just like the concept we discussed earlier, debt and expenses equity means full disclosure of all debts, even the ones you may be hiding, and full disclosure of all expenses, aka spending. If one of you has child support payments from a previous relationship, or if one of you has a large amount of student loan debt, you can both consider making adjustments for this when dealing with the bills. Once you know the full picture, have a full income and expense equity between you, you can actually help each other get out from underneath the debt and help to manage really big expenses if they're eating up a lot of your income. Partners help each other out. The sixth common most money arguments that couples share is agreeing to disagree. We all get stuck in the argument hamster wheel. I know you've been there, I've been there too. What happens though is that we forget to agree to disagree. There's nothing wrong with telling your partner, I don't agree with you on that. Disagreements are going to happen no matter how good the intentions are. It's important to keep the discussion centered on what actually happened and not pointing the finger and blaming. There's a big difference between this purchase wasn't within our budget and you ruined our budget. When a disagreement happens, find a solution that will prevent it from being repeated. Minimizing money-related arguments is one of the most important and powerful ways to strengthen the bond in your relationship. Protect the emotional and financial health of your marriage with everything that you have. Okay, that's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. Thank you also for sticking to the end of the video with me. If you enjoyed this, please let me know in the comment section below. And if there's any other video topics you want me to cover, also please let me know in the comment section below. And I'll speak with you soon. Bye.